So David Moyes was called the chosen one. He was just the wrong one. He wasn't ready for the club. It was too big for him. Ill-prepared, never had the credentials to manage Man United.
Wrong appointment, bad manager, not the right person.
Right from day one, it was virtually that he lost his first game on a pre-season tour of Thailand, and from that point on, it seemed to go downhill. And just too many bad decisions on players, on tactics. His first signing was Marouane Fellaini, wasn't cut out for the club. It was a mistake, and I think that first year of David Moyes was so bad it set United back 4 or 5 years, maybe even 10, because they're still trying to overcome that first year now. You know, Ed Woodward had an impossible job by replacing David Gill, and he wasn't cut out for it. He was a commercial genius, a banking wizard, but in terms of football, he didn't have the knowledge or credentials to do it.
With Van Gaal, I remember calling him a fraud because I just thought it was all about him. That's what he wanted, and that was just not good enough. It was not good enough on the pitch. It was not good enough off the pitch. Just nothing was working under him, and I think they even took far too long to get rid of him.
Van Gaal was sort of supposed to represent the patriarchal United manager like they had with Sir Alex, but he hadn't been that for a very long time, and he was just a poor fit.
Mourinho did a lot of good things for that football club at that time. The end was toxic, but I think there was a time where things were good and that he made things good. So I don't think we can be too harsh with him.
I don't think we got the real Paul Pogba at Manchester United, but I also don't think he is 100% to blame for that.
I still think Paul Pogba was the right choice for United. What was wrong was the expectation placed on him. I think he ended up effectively being scapegoated by Jose Mourinho. The media and the ex-pros as well, who they wanted Pogba to be something he wasn't, some idealized combination of Roy Keane and Brian Robson and Gary Neville rolled into one. Well, that was never going to happen because he was just a different person with a different personality.
Alexis Sanchez was an absolutely disastrous signing for Man United. On the face of it, it looked like it should have been a good deal given how well he'd done at Arsenal. He was Premier League proven, but it never worked out, and in the end United was so desperate to get rid of him, they ended up sending him on loan and ultimately paying him to play for a different club.
I just could not see the purpose, the direction that he was setting for this team, for this football club.
The appointment of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a great example of a good decision that ended up going bad. He should have been appointed as a short-term caretaker manager and then asked to leave at the end of that season. In the end, United dithered, they got distracted by his results, appointed him long-term, and it all went pear-shaped.
So Man United could have signed Erling Haaland in, I think it was December 2019, just before the January window in 2020, and it was them or Borussia Dortmund. It was clear that he was a superstar in the making. He was doing really well at Salzburg. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knew him from his time at Molde. He gave him his debut as a 16-year-old. Knew his dad, Alfie Haaland, having played with him for Norway. So Ole did a lot of groundwork. He kind of got to Haaland. He'd even spoken to Haaland in person about coming to United. Despite the groundwork that Ole Solskjaer put in, they failed to get Haaland done. And you know, you have to look back and think what a disastrous decision that was, because he's now at Man City breaking all kind of records. In terms of bad decisions that were made, not signing Erling Haaland was a disaster. It was a terrible decision by Man United.
He did very well in his first season, but then after that it became sour very, very quickly, and it ended with that infamous interview with Piers Morgan. For now, what he's done in the past at United is tainted.
Unfortunately, there was nothing he could do to stop Father Time from catching up to him.
Erik Ten Hag is, I won't say he's the saviour of Man United, but he's the guy that can give them the confidence that they can succeed in the future. But the club have to back him. You know, there's situations with the ownership. The club have to back Ten Hag if they want him to be their Guardiola or their Klopp or their future, you know, the future of Sir Alex Ferguson.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.